everyone, I'm Sydney and I want to show you where I've been living for the last little bit, which is on this converted school bus. It was a Handi-Bus, so it had a wheelchair lift in it and seats and everything that I spent the summer gutting and turning into a little home on wheels. So I'm excited to show you it. So this is the entryway into the bus. I'm just gonna close the door. And this is what it looks like from the inside. So first, I guess I will show you the bathroom. So I got my little toilet, which is self-contained, and then I also have a shower in here. So it goes into a gray water tank, which is under the bus. And then I also have a hot water heater, so this does get hot water, which is really nice. So I can have showers in here. And then I also have a little bit of storage up there for my bathroom stuff. Then I guess I will move on to the kitchen. So this is my little situation. Everything, all of my electricity is 100% solar powered, but I do have propane to run my burners, which is under this black thing, and the fridge. So here's my sink. Also, yeah, this does have hot water as well, and then the plumbing, which is not covered up, so you can still see everything. It goes into the same gray water tank as the shower. And then this is my hot water heater, so it is propane, and basically as soon as you turn the water on, a flame lights and it heats the water instantly. So I do have hot water in the sink too, which is also nice for dishes. These are my burners. They're a little dirty right now, so but they're propane, so I just light them up. I have all my kitchen storage stuff in here, so like cutlery and plates and stuff. And then this is my fridge. I really like this fridge, and I will tell you why. It works 3 ways. So right now it's on propane, but it can also work on 12 volt and 120 volt. Propane I found is the most efficient. I only have to get another propane tank, I don't know, every month or so. But anyway, I really like having options, and so this fridge has been awesome. This is my bed. I usually cover up the windows at night. Then I have a bunch of storage above the bed, and I keep like some kitchen stuff and food and whatever up here, and then I have storage behind the bed too. I like these lights I found on Amazon as well that I installed, because obviously they're lights, but they also have a USB plug so that I can charge my phone at night. Then I also have I have a couple outlets around the bus. Then under the bed I have a little bit of storage for my clothes and stuff. And then I hang a lot of my coats and like sweaters back there. And now we will move on to my little work situation. I built these little cubbies under the table so that at the end of the workday I can close my laptop and put away my stuff and it's out of the way. So that's been nice because I try to keep things as clean as possible, and it gets really messy in such a small space. Under this booth seat, I will show you, I have my battery in here, and under that booth seat I have my the inverter, and then there's solar panels on the roof, so I'll maybe show those too. But I really like this setup because this table also lowers down, and it flattens out with the booth seats, and then it becomes a single bed. So when I have friends visiting or whatever, they can sleep here, which is really nice. I moved the seats out of the way so that I can open this booth seat and show you what's going on under here. So I have a 300 amp hour battery. Without sun, this lasts me about 2.5 days with everything running. So you would think that that's not a lot of time, which it's not, but I haven't seen the battery lower than 90% so far. And that's with charging like my laptop, my phone, everything. So it's been really good. Just have to stay in the sun. And then this is called a charge controller. So my solar panels that are on the roof are connected to this charge controller. And then the charge controller is connected to the battery. So essentially this charge controller, number one, it measures the voltage that I'm getting from my solar panels, which is nice. And it also has a Bluetooth module, which is that little thing so that I can see all of this on my phone. And then it sends that to the battery. Okay, so in this booth seat I have my inverter, which is currently on because I'm charging my laptop. So essentially what happens is the battery is connected to this inverter. This inverter converts 12 volt power to 120 volt power, which is what you use for standard appliances like to charge a laptop or anything like that. So this is helpful. However, it does lose a little bit of energy because the inverter has to power itself. So you do lose a little bit of efficiency when you use 120 volt appliances, which is why a lot of the things that I use, like to charge my phone, are only 12 volt. And so I don't have to turn on the inverter if I'm charging like 12 volt appliances. Everything in the bus is wired back to this inverter, 12 volt and 120 volt, and I also have some fuses in here to prevent anything. Then I have another outlet down here, which is where I plug in my laptops and stuff underneath. So this is basically my 12 volt switch panel. So everything here runs on 12 volts. So water pump for the shower and the sink. Solenoid, which is, I'll talk about propane, but that's essentially an on-off switch for my propane tanks. These are bedroom lights, bathroom lights, and then kitchen and booth lights, and I call my little desk setup my booth lights. And then I have fridge as well, so if I want to run the fridge on 12 volt, I turn that on. And this is just an extra switch that I wired because just in case I wanted to add anything else like outdoor lights or whatever, I'll add that at a different point. This is my propane situation. So I have 2 propane tanks, but turns out it's illegal to drive with them on the back of your bus in states like New York and New Jersey, which is where I was recently. So I took that one off, and I take this one off when I drive. So this is the solenoid, which is the on-off switch. This is my pressure gauge. And then these are copper tubing that go inside of the bus and are connected to all of the appliances that I have. And I also have a regulator on top of the propane tank as well. I should also talk about these 2 doors. I have a lot of storage underneath the bed at the back here. And then this door also has a slide-out drawer, which extends to be a kitchen. So that's really cool. When it's warm out like this, I can do a little bit of cooking outside. Right now it's just, I'm kind of storing some kitchen stuff in there though. And the last thing I will mention on the outside of the bus, this is my plug for when I want to plug in at a campsite so that I don't have to run off my battery power. So essentially this is just like a big cord that plugs into the side of the bus. It goes straight to the inverter, so the inverter then can charge the battery at the same time, and I can have electricity without having to drain the battery's power because it's essentially charging at the same time. And the final thing, the real final thing that I'll mention is I'm collecting stickers from everywhere that I've been, and I'm really excited to see this whole front part of the bus be filled up. That is a brief explanation of the bus. There's still so much more that I could share and more details that I could talk about, but I won't. But if you do have any more questions about the build or want to see like before and after pictures of what it looked like, let me know. But otherwise, thank you for watching.